I'm Tori, if I've never met you guys. So we'll do a Vinyasa class today. Have you guys taken one of these online classes before? Yeah. Okay. So it is recording, just so we can have these classes later if we'd like. It'll only record whatever's on the screen though. So mostly me. But yeah, so if you guys want to play your own music, feel free. Just make sure you're muted during the class itself. And we'll get started. So if you guys want to start in a child's pose, your knees can be together, maybe slightly apart. Arms can be out in front of you or by the sides. Just like the forehead, come down towards the mat as close as it can. And then take the first few moments of your practice just to breathe. So beginning to maybe deepen the breath. Every breath in just a little bit deeper, every breath out just a little bit longer. Just starting to tap into the rhythm of your own breathing. Take some time just to be still and to notice how it feels to be still. Notice what, if anything, is coming to surface. And just sit with that for a moment, not really labeling it as good or as bad, but just observing how it feels to be present in your own body, what it is that you're experiencing. If you're comfortable here, feel free to just stay as you are. If you'd like some movement, you can bring those right hands over to the right, or both hands over to the right side of your mat. Letting the hips stay level, just opening through the side body. So from the fingertip all the way down through the hip, just starting to breathe into that space. And then if you walk fingertips to the right, slowly guide them back to center and over to the left side. If you stayed at center, feel free to just stay there. And then gently coming back to center. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And on your own time, go ahead and come up to your tabletop. So bringing the knees underneath the hips if they're wider, feet extend back, really grounding through the hands. And we'll start to warm up the wrists here. So as you breathe in, start to hinge forward. As you exhale, almost coming back to that child's pose. And move with that. So every breath in, hinging forward. Every breath out, coming back. And coming forward. If you'd like, you can make some little circles coming off to the right side, circling up the left. Moving maybe 2 times in both directions. So once you reach the top, go ahead and switch, falling off to the left side and up the right. Just circling around, staying grounded through the hands the whole time. And slowly returning back to tabletop and moving into cat and cow. So as you breathe in, belly drops, heart opens, gaze lifts. As you breathe out, curve the spine, drop your head between the arms. And again, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, reverse, drop the head. And start to really connect your breath with your movement here. Use the full breath in to move in one way, the full breath out to move in the other. One more breath in, drop the belly. And out, curve the spine. Let's come back to a flat back here. Walk the hands forward about a palm print or so, and then tuck the toes, lift your hips, come into your first downward dog. So feel free to stay still or start to pedal out the legs, bending one knee after the other. Maybe you keep a bend in both knees. Focus on bringing that belly down towards the thighs, lengthening through the spine. Finding any movements that feel good for your body right now. As you breathe in next, go ahead and ride forward to a high plank. And then we'll drop the knees to the mat, chest and chin will lower. And we'll untuck the toes, press the tops of the feet into the mat, fingertips light, just lift head, neck, and chest. Exhale, chin taps. Move with your breath, breathe in, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. And lower. Go ahead and press into the hands, find tabletop, and then again, tuck the toes, lift the hips back to downward dog. And from here, taking a bend in the knees, gaze between the hands, go ahead and walk those feet to the top of the mat, coming to a fold. As you breathe in, lift halfway, hands to the shins or the thighs, flat back. And exhale, fold. Breathe in, arms sweep all the way up, palms can face each other or touch. And then we'll just find those hands at heart center. Bring those palms to touch in front of the chest, closing the eyes. And just take a moment to be still here. Feel the palms pressing, feel the feet rooted. Taking a full breath in. And let it go. Release the hands down by the sides. Next breath in, arms will sweep. Hands can interlace, pointer finger will stay to touch. And start to fall over to the right side. So reaching towards the right side of the room. You can say like this, or bring the right hand down, reach only the left arm across, if that's more comfortable for the body. We're just looking for a nice side bend here. Getting deeper into that side body. Next breath in, go ahead and come back up. And exhale to the left side. Maybe those hands stay interlaced or that left hand can drop by the left leg. Either way, reaching across to the left side of the room. And we'll slowly bring hands all the way back up overhead. Exhale, hands by the sides, mountain pose. Let's interlace the hands behind you and draw those hands down and away, just finding a gentle lift of the chest. Nice and easy here. Keep the lower ribs tucked in, the core slightly engaged, so you just extend. And slowly releasing here, hands by the sides, breathe in, arms sweep. Exhale, fold forward. Lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold, and just hang here. So keep a soft bend in the knees, maybe a deeper bend if you're a little tight today. Let the head hang heavy. The arms can hang, come to blocks if you have them, or to opposite elbows. Just focus on releasing through the upper body so you can shake the head no. Shake the head yes. Maybe you can sway side to side. Just feel this sense of relief. And we'll release those hands. If you're taking elbows, lift that flat back again. Let's plant the hands down, step just the right foot back. Coming into a lunge, so if you happen to have blocks, you're welcome to bring your hands to those blocks. They can touch the ground or maybe hover. Just starting to activate through this right leg, lifting through the knee, engaging the leg. Left knee tracks over the ankle. Take a breath in. As you exhale, we'll ground down, step it back to downward dog. Breathe in, ride forward to your high plank. Again, let's drop the knees, chest, and chin. Coming to cobra, untuck the toes. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, tabletop to downward dog. As you breathe in, the right leg will lift. And maybe staying here or starting to stack right hip on top of left. You can bend into that left knee if you'd like. Make sure you stay grounded equally through the hands. Then we'll straighten the front leg, square off the hip, knee to the nose, curve the spine, shoulders stack over the wrists, and then place that foot next to the left thumb. Help it up if you need. Again, hands to ground or blocks here. We're just going to straighten that front leg, folding over that left knee. If you don't have blocks, feel free to use books or something sturdy in place of that if you want a little extra lift. And when you're ready, bend back into that left knee. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Lift, flat back, lengthen. And then release back over those legs. Next breath in, arms sweep all the way up, palms touch. Use the exhale to come right back down, soft bend in the knee. Lift halfway, flat back. Plant those hands, step the left foot back. Same thing here, coming to lunge. So right knee over the ankle, back heel is lifted, left leg is strong. See if you can just gently lift the chest off the thigh. Bring a little space into the chest, a little length into the spine. Breathe here. And gently planting those hands down, step it back, downward dog. Full breath in. Let it go. Inhale, ride forward to that high plank again. And we'll drop the knees, chest, and chin. Untuck the toes, one cobra here, lifting. And then pressing into those hands, finding tabletop, then tucking the toes, lifting the hips, downward dog. When you're ready, right leg lifts. And either staying or stacking right hip on top of left, maybe bending into that knee. Straight and square off the hip, knee to the nose, place that foot next to the right thumb. Option to prop yourself up, and we'll just straighten that front leg and fold. Keep a soft bend in that right knee, no need to lock through the knee. And just breathe into the space that you're creating in the back of the right leg. And then bending into that right knee, we'll step the left foot up to meet the right. Breathe in, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. Lift halfway, flat back. Plant the hands, step both feet back, high plank. Feel free to drop the knees like we just did, or keep them lifted as you lower, chaturanga. Inhale to your cobra or upward dog. And exhale, hinging back, downward dog. Next breath in, right leg will lift. And knee to nose, place that foot next to the right thumb. Keep the back heel lifted. Just lift your airplane arms. So bring those arms long by the sides. Palms maybe face down so we can peel those shoulder blades together, starting to strengthen through the legs. And let's lead with this left arm as we circle it down, around. Open up to warrior two. So spin the back heel down. Adjust the feet as you need as you settle into the body. Feel those arms reach. Soften through the shoulders. Activate the palms. And then flip the front palm, left hand down the back leg, right arm reaches. Reversing your warrior. Breathe in, warrior two. Exhale, the side angle, right elbow maybe grazes the thigh, or that arm can extend in line with the shin. Left arm can reach up or overhead. There's not really a right or wrong here. Find what works for your body. Breathe in, warrior two. We'll straighten the front leg, revolve our triangle, flip the right palm, left hand slide. Similar to our reverse warrior, but we're straight through that front leg. And then as you exhale, we'll bend into the knee, windmill the arms down, back heel spins up, low lunge. Start to lift that right arm up, come into a twist. And exhale, unwind. Go ahead and step it back, high plank. Option to drop the knees or lower chaturanga. Move through your vinyasa. Kneading in downward dog. When you're ready, left leg lifts. And knee to nose, curve the spine, make space so you can place that foot next to the thumb. Lifting to those airplane arms. So reaching the hands back, lifting through the chest. Just starting to set your foundation. And then we'll lead with the right arm as it circles down, around, and up. Spin the back heel down, warrior two. Just settle into the body here. Can you ground equally through both feet? Can you reach a little further in both directions? Can you find a gentle activation of the core? And then flip the front palm, exhale, reverse. Even though we are holding the posture, the breath is still moving fluidly. And allow that next breath to carry you through to side angle. So your choice of setup here, elbow or forearm on the thigh, or arm can extend in line with the shin. Right arm can reach up or over. Breathe in, lifting up, straighten the front leg, revolve your triangle. Reaching that left arm up. And then exhale, bend that knee as you windmill the arms down, back heel spins up. Take that twist out to the left, right hand grounded, left arm reaches now. Full breath. Exhale, release both hands down, step it back, high plank, and take your vinyasa. Modifying it in any way at any time, you can skip it if you'd like. We'll all just settle into downward dog. And then we'll take a bend in the knees as the gaze comes between the hands, step the feet top of the mat. Lift halfway, find that length, a little flat back. And then folding back over those legs, coming to chair pose, knees will bend, hips drop, arms sweep. See if you can skim those fingertips along the ground and then come up, keeping that deep bend. Wiggling through the toes, bring the hands to heart center. And then take a little twist to the right. So you can stay here, you can extend the arms wide or with palms touching, bring left elbow to right knee. Make sure that those knees stay in line with one another, that they're not, one's not popping out in front of the other. And see if you can shift the weight now to the right foot. We're gonna pick that left foot up and step or slide it back into a lunge, still staying in our twist. So you can readjust as you need once that right leg or left leg comes back. And then push those palms together for the chest lift. Breathe in, come back to a high lunge, arms reach. Exhale, open up, warrior two. One time here, we'll straighten the front leg, reach the arms. Exhale, warrior two. Here, go ahead and straighten that front leg again, but this time the right hand pulls forward as the hip cuts under, and gently coming into triangle pose. So that right hand by the thigh, maybe the shin, ankle, or a block. Feel that left shoulder stack on top of the right, and the arm just extend up from there. So keeping space in this right side body. Let your gaze come down towards that right foot. And then begin to lift up, bend the knee, warrior two. Next breath out, windmill the arms down, back heel spins up, finding that lunge. Step it back to plank. If you'd like, that right foot can even hover as you take your vinyasa. Meeting in downward dog. And let's take a bend in the knees, bring the gaze between the hands, feet come to the top of the mat. Lifting flat back, hands to the thighs or shins, and folding down. Chair pose, second set here, so those knees will bend, hips drop, arms sweep. So shins are parallel, whether the feet are together or not. And then bringing hands to heart center. Sink a little bit deeper if you can, and then take your twist to the left. Making sure those knees stay in line with one another. Really feeling those palms press. And you start to shift the weight to the left foot, pick the right foot up, step or slide it back into your lunge. So that back heel still lifted, palms still pressing. Take a deep breath. And let that breath go. Start to come back to a high lunge, both arms reach. Exhale, warrior two, open it up. Wide here stance if you need. One time here, straighten the front leg, arms reach. Exhale, warrior two, arms back down. Keep the hands here, straighten that front leg. Left hip cuts under as the arm pulls forward. Triangle pose. Making sure we're not collapsing into that side body. So it doesn't matter how far down that leg the hand is. We're focusing on everything in the upper body. Think warrior two, arms here, still extending fingertip to fingertip. And then gently lifting back up, warrior two. Exhale, windmill the arms down, back heel spins. Step it back, high plank. Maybe that left foot hovers as you take your vinyasa. Move with your own breath. And we'll all meet in downward dog. Just take a little pause in this downward dog. Feel your heartbeat, feel the heat in the body. Next breath in, lift the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, hover here. Inhale, extend back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to right elbow, hover here. Inhale, extend. Little twist, knee to left elbow, hover here. Extend back out, three-legged dog, hold. Hinge forward, three-legged plank. Lift back up, three-legged dog. And then we'll bring the knee to the nose, place that foot between the hands. Let's go ahead and drop the back knee, untuck the toes, and bring that right foot wide, about the distance of the mat. Both hands will come inside that right foot, setting up for lizard. So you can stay on the hands. You can lower onto the forearms. You can utilize blocks or books or something underneath the hands or the forearms. I'm just settling in here. We won't be here for long, so really try and breathe into it. Find the sense of release. If you've lowered, go ahead and come back up onto the hands. We're gonna tuck the back toe under, lift that back knee. We're gonna step the left foot up to the left side of the mat, so coming into a squat. So left foot parallel with the right, but outside of the mat. And we'll come into our yogi squat. So maybe those hips drop, hands to heart center. Feel free to bring the forearms to the thighs or just stay up like this, sinking as deep as you can without losing the breath. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, those hands come down to the mat. Step the feet back one by one. Hinge back, downward dog. Feel free to hinge forward, take a vinyasa if you'd like, or just stay right here. When you are ready, lift that left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, hover. Inhale, extend, three-legged dog. Bring that left knee towards the left elbow, hover here. Inhale, extend. Take a little twist, knee to right elbow, hover here. Extend back out, three-legged dog and hold. Full breath in. Exhale, hinge forward, plank, maybe that left foot hovers. And then lift back, three-legged dog. Now we'll bring knee to the nose, curve the spine, place that foot down, help it up if you need. Dropping the back knee, untucking the toes, left foot comes wide. Both hands inside that left foot, finding lizard on the other side. So maybe staying, lowering, utilize props if you have them, maybe makeshift props. Wherever you are, make sure that the breath is still fluid. No need to force yourself down and lose the breath. You want to keep that moving. Maybe the breath even becomes a little bit deeper here as we really focus on this strength and release happening. And then if you've lowered or utilized props, go ahead and come back up onto the hands. Carefully tuck the back toe under, lift the knee, stepping the right foot up to the right side of the mat, mirroring the left. Hands to heart center, drop the hips if you can, or again, just stay in your squat to your comfort level. And you feel those legs strengthen, the hips or inner thighs open, the chest lift a little bit higher. And then we'll begin to press into those feet, coming all the way up to stand, reach the arms. As you bring the hands back down by the sides, heel toe those feet together, coming to your mountain pose. Roll those shoulders back. And we'll bend the knees, drop the hips, come into chair pose. Sink into those legs, can be as light or as deep as you'd like. We'll bring the right arm underneath the left, touching shoulders, backs of the hands or palms. Most importantly, we want the spine to stay nice and long. And feel free to stay with chair pose legs or cross the left leg over the right. Maybe those toes tap the mat, hover, or wrap around the standing leg. Coming into your eagle variation. Take a breath in. Use the exhale to carefully hinge forward. Bring the elbows towards the knees. Slow and controlled movement. Just as slowly coming right back up. And start to release those hands by the sides. And as slowly as you can, unwrap the right leg. We're going to kick it back, warrior three. So touch down if you need, and then get right back in. In warrior three, our hips are facing the ground. We don't want that right hip to creep up Take any variation with the arms that feels good. And then we'll take a little bend in that left knee. Right toes will land behind you, coming into a lunge. Sweep the arms up. And then hands come down to the mat. We're going to come into pigeon, so you can drop the back knee, heel toe the left foot to the right side of the mat. Drop that left knee behind the left wrist. The heel might come in a little closer to the body. And check in with the hips here. If you feel you're sinking off to the left side, go ahead and slide a pillow, a blanket, a block, something underneath that left hip, just so that you can stay supported without strain. And you can stay on the hands, or you can lower to the forearms. Maybe reach the arms all the way out. And just start to tune back in here. Listen to your breath. Feel whatever it is that is coming to surface in the body, what sensations you feel. Can you imagine sending your breath there? And then slowly come back up onto the hands. First, find a little lift of the chest, maybe getting into different areas of the leg. And then we'll come out carefully here. So grounding those hands, tuck the back toe, lift the knee. You can hinge back to downward dog, maybe to tabletop, maybe three-legged dog. You can shake it out, walk it out. Take some time just to move in a way that feels good to move. And then we'll go ahead and take a bend in the knees, gaze between the hands, walk the feet, top of the mat. Find length in the spine, nice flat back, and then releasing fully. Chair pose here, bend the knees, drop the hips, arms sweep. First, stabilize the legs. Can you see your toes? Can you wiggle your toes? And then bring that left arm underneath the right, touching shoulders, backs of the hands or palms, making sure the spine stays nice and long. And then staying with your chair pose legs or crossing left leg over the right. Those toes can hover, tap the mat, or crack. Squeeze the arms together, squeeze the legs together. Maybe those shoulder blades come together. Belly button in towards the spine, everything strong and working. And then on the exhale, slowly hinging forward, elbows to meet the knees. And just as slowly, lifting back up. And releasing those hands by the sides. Another slow and controlled movement as we unwrap that left leg. Find our warrior three. So touch down if you need. Shake it out and get back into it. Any variation with the arms goes here. And then let's go ahead and softly bend into that right knee. Left toes will gently land behind you as you sweep the arms up. And then those hands come down to the mat. Finding pigeon here. So that shin will lie across the mat, right foot towards the left side. Dropping the back knee, untucking the toes. So that right heel might come in a little closer to the body, the left or right knee behind the right wrist. Again, feel free to prop yourself up if you're sinking off to the side. Just support your body. And then maybe settling deeper if that is available. Know that you don't need to find a different variation right away. You can hang out here for a little bit and then move deeper or back off, depending on what your body is calling for. And just breathe here. Can you slow it down? And let's gradually come back up onto those hands. Little lift of the chest here. Maybe getting into the front of that left leg. And then grounding hands down, tuck the back toe. Maybe you lift the knee, hinge back to tabletop, downward dog, three-legged dog. You can walk it out, shake it out, take some time to move. However it feels good to move. As you are exploring movement, if you feel you'd like a vinyasa, hinge forward, knees can be up or down. Completely optional. We'll all meet back in downward dog. And then let's go ahead and ride forward to a high plank. Knees up or down as slowly as you can, lower all the way to the belly. Once you're there, untuck the toes, release the hands by the sides. So we're gonna set up the legs. Tops of the feet are gonna press. See if you can press even that pinky toenail down into the mat. And feel how the kneecaps kind of lift off the mat so we're engaging the legs. See if you can press the hip points down while engaging the core. And keep this strength in the low body as you lift head, neck, chest, and arms. So really channeling the strength in the back. That engagement of the legs will help protect the low back. And then we'll slowly lower, bring the left cheek to the mat. So gaze over that right shoulder and shake the hips a little side to side. And then gaze back to center. Same thing, zip up the legs. Even that pinky toenail is rooted. Breathe in, lift head, neck, chest, and arms. This time, maybe lift the feet up as well. Really focus on keeping core strong, legs active, lifting through the heart. And slow, lower gaze over the left shoulder. Shake the hips side to side. And bring the gaze back to center. Those hands will come to about mid-rib. We'll come up to all fours, knees come wide, sit back, child's pose. If you want to stretch for the bottoms of the feet, you can tuck the toes as you sink back towards the heels. But just focus on letting the upper body melt down, the spine come back to neutral. And slowly come up to all fours. So knees underneath the hips, tops of the feet press into the mat, finding a nice flat back. Breathe in, go ahead and open that right arm out to the side and up. And as you exhale, thread it through the space between left arm and leg, drop the right shoulder towards the mat. Doesn't necessarily need to reach, you can just sort of halfway reach that left or right arm through if it's not available to drop fully. And then pressing into that left hand, come back up to tabletop. Maybe you rock the hips a little side to side, circle the spine, rock the head, cat and cow, whatever movements feel good. Eventually working your way back to tabletop. And then on the inhale, we'll bring that left arm out and up. As you exhale, thread it through right arm and leg, maybe stopping halfway or dropping that shoulder fully. Go ahead and press into that right hand. Prop yourself up, tabletop again, rock it out, circle it around. Just take a moment to move, listen to your body. And then we'll come all the way seated. When you are ready, we'll extend the legs straight out. Let's actually keep a soft bend in the knees so that the spine can be nice and long. And we'll just reach those arms up overhead. So keep the belly active and feel this length from fingertip all the way down to the hip, this nice line of energy. And then keep this structure of the upper body, start to hinge at the hips and just beginning to reach forward. So we're not coming into a forward fold, just starting to hover here, reach. And then exhale, go ahead and release all the way into that fold. So hands can come to the thighs, shins, ankles, or feet. You can keep that bend in the knees or you can straighten as you fold. And just release into that. Begin to slide those hands up the legs. Go ahead and work your way all the way onto the back. And once we're on the back, we'll take a bend in the knees. And just bring the feet wide, maybe mat's distance apart. Those knees can come to touch. Just feel the low back release. Take a goal pose arm, so bend in the elbows out by the side. And then slowly winch away with the legs back and forth, dropping knees to the right, back to center and to the left. Just moving at your own pace at a speed that feels good. Just feeling this gentle release of the back. One more time on each side. And then we'll start to bring those feet back in toward one another, about hips distance apart. Keep that bend in the knees, hands by the sides, palms down. We'll just find one set of bridge pose here. So as you're ready, lifting those hips. You can stay just as you are. You can wiggle onto the shoulders just to give yourself a little bit more of a lift. Maybe interlacing hands beneath you or reaching for the ankles. Another option, if you do have props, is to bring a block either in between the knees or underneath the low back. Again, there's no right or wrong. There's no one that's better than the other. What does your body need in this moment? Full breath in. Exhale, go ahead and release those hips down to the mat and hug the knees into chest. Bring the left hand to the left knee, the right hand to the right knee. Push those knees away from you, bring them out to the side and then circling them back in. So just circling the knees in opposite directions. And go ahead and switch directions. Hugging both knees back into chest. We'll keep the right knee hugged in. Just extend the left leg straight out on the mat. And we'll come into a twist. So if you'd like to scoot the hips over to the right side, feel free. We'll use the left hand to guide that right knee across the body, almost stacking that right hip on top of the left. You can bring a pillow, a blanket, something underneath that bottom shin if you want something to connect with. And bring that left arm maybe out to the side. Maybe you take a goalpost arm. Maybe that arm comes down a little closer to the body, lessening that angle. The gaze can rest over that right shoulder, maybe straight up towards the ceiling, whichever is most comfortable for the neck. Gradually bringing that right knee back to center. Bring the foot down to the mat. We're gonna let the right knee fall out to the right side. So finding a reclined tree pose. So the hands can rest wherever they're comfortable. Bottom of that right foot, somewhere along that left leg, just feel the knee fall out to the right side. And bring that right knee back in. Extend the right leg straight out. And then hug that left knee into chest. So just a little switch here. We'll set up for our twist on the other side. So when you are ready, guiding that left knee across the body, maybe scoop those hips over to the left side before you twist, if that feels good. Bring that left arm out in any angle that works. Rest in the gaze where it's comfortable. And just settling into this twist on the other side. And slowly bringing left knee back to center. Foot comes onto the mat. If the hips have shifted, bring them back to a neutral position as you let that left knee fall out to the left side. Bottom of the right foot, somewhere along that leg. Resting the hands wherever they're comfortable, settling into this reclined tree pose. And then that left knee comes back into the center line. Extend that left leg straight out to meet the right. Rest the hands wherever they're comfortable. We'll settle into our Savasana. So if there are any layers or props that you'd like for your relaxation, go ahead and take those and then settle into a comfortable position. Closing the eyes. You haven't already done so, and just feeling your whole body start to surrender into your mat. Maybe take a few rounds of deep breath if that helps you to settle. But eventually we'll want to tap into the natural rhythm of the breath, so no need to alter or change. Breathing without any effort, still connected to that breath, and letting that breath guide you deeper into this relaxation, into this place of stillness. We'll be here just for a few moments together. So enjoy this silence. Even feel the connection of us together through this screen. And just give yourself permission to relax here. Taking a breath in Slowly let it go. When you feel ready for movement, invite it in slowly. If you're not ready to get out of Savasana yet, feel free to stay a little bit longer. And if you are ready, go ahead and take a bend in the knees and make your way to your right side. And then easing your way up to a seated position. Keep the eyes closed. Let the hands come to heart center. Take one last breath in and out. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
You too.
Mhm.